Wainwright's Coast to Coast is a 192-mile walk from St Bees on the west coast of northern England to Robin Hood's Bay on the east coast, crossing through the Lake District, Yorkshire Dales and the North York Moors. It's tradition to dip your toes into the Irish Sea and pick up a pebble to carry across with you on your journey, to then throw into the North Sea at the end. I'll be doing this walk to raise money for the Multiple Sclerosis Society and aim to complete it within 9 days. Sea. Pretty windy, but it looks like it's going to be a nice day. That with me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So this is where I die. Hi. Fine. Little hamper. Did wonder whether that was for people to help themselves, but I'm assuming this is a care package for this chap. How lovely. I'll fasten it back up and be on my way. I've got a friend who would struggle to get under there. You know who you are. I believe that is Dent Hill. We will be up there very shortly. Wainwright's Passage. As the coast to coast gateway to the lakes, as it's the first main hill on the walk. Really, it's actually pretty cold, I will say. Windy, like I said, I'm just having 5, taking my backpack on. Might put my bottoms on. Only 4 hours in to the coast to coast walk. My shoes are full of water already. Unavoidable bog to the Dent Hill, which is where I still am. I'm on my way down from it now. seeing how dry my feet are because I've got waterproof socks on. And this is why I'm wearing trail runners, because I knew my feet were going to get wet, shoes were going to get wet. So I went for lightweight trail runners with waterproof socks. My feet feel very wet right now. I think it might just, hopefully, it's just the water in my shoe, not in my sock. But let's squelch city down there in a minute. Great, just had a drink out of you. Mint. How indeed. Cream tea went down just the trick. Although I must have sat and looked at it for about a minute. Couldn't remember jam first or cream first. I've got no idea. I still don't know. It all goes down the same hole, I guess. So. Just arrived. Oh, let me show you this. Just arrived at Ennerdale Water. Day one finished. Started St. Bees. I think I left about 6:30 this morning, headed up the coast. Past the lighthouse. This is all sort of urbanised. Through here, not a lot to see. Farmland and whatnot. Kind of Pepsi, Cleator. And then we made our way up Dent Hill, which was freezing windy. Only stopped for a couple of minutes. And along here, which went for ages, Nanny Catch Beck, beautiful. Great scenery along there. And then just followed the road down into Ennerdale Bridge, where I had a bite to eat. Lovely little cafe called The Gather. Fueled up there, stopped for about half an hour and then got back on the road and headed along Ennerdale up Water. Robin Hood's Chair. This path right the way, followed it right the way down. This is not a path. This is twisted ankle territory. Did well to get down there, met a nice couple. That's what I was doing, and had my first scan of my QR code badge there, so he said he was going to donate, so they were lovely. So carried on past those guys, got past Ennerdale Water, and then just followed the forest track along the River Liza. Wasn't particularly up or down, pretty flattish, but it just seemed to go on forever. Followed that all the way down to where I've planned to finish the day, Blacksail Hut. I think it's the most remote youth hostel in the country, but it's a lovely little cottage feel inside. It's a bit like a cafe. Walked in and had a planter stages for a cup of tea, but there were a group of guys in there that had been out walking, got chatting to them, getting some tips. They seem to know a hell of a lot about the area. I ended up staying with those guys for like 2.5 hours. And then it
got to 5 o'clock and I asked what time did it close, because they'd booked to stay for the evening in the rooms there, and it had gone 5 o'clock, and they said, well, actually, it does close at 5 o'clock, but you're welcome to stay, we're not bothered. So stayed with them for a bit longer, and then I thought it makes sense to cook my evening meal and eat it there to save burning my own gas and messing around at camp. So I had my evening meal there, brew a few chocolate bars, filled the donation box, of course, and those guys started to light the fire. It's about 6:30 I left there, just headed down the track by the river, and I've pitched up just here somewhere. So the Black Sail Hut is the most remote youth hostel in the country, and it sits at the bottom of haystacks, where you will find an ominous tarn. So I am camping at the bottom of haystacks, and an ominous tarn, I believe, is where Wainwright's ashes were scattered. After he died, that was his final wish, to be scattered up there. I think that was 91 or 92. So I'm at the foot of haystacks for the evening. It's been pretty windy, but it's chilled out now, nice and warm. I think it's about 23 miles today. Get my head down now, tomorrow's a big day. So, just gone 8:30. I'm just gonna chill now. Fall asleep when I fall asleep. Got my washing hanging up. So yeah, bedtime. Good first day, solid. Morale is pretty high. Just feel very isolated. There's no signal, so can't contact anybody. But big day tomorrow. Top 4 biggest ascents of the whole walk. They're all tomorrow. So good night's sleep needed. I'm gonna plan to get up about 5:30. And crack on. Could be a long day, but be a big mental hurdle if I'm where I need to be, where I want to be at the end of tomorrow. So all good. Good morning. Packed away, it's just gone 6:30. Headed off on an important day, mentally and physically, if I can get to where I want to be. First bog of the day, 10 seconds in. If I can get to where I want to be today, it's a good sign. The climb starts straight away. I'll show you where I am. So that's where I camped. That's Great Gable. I think that's Green Gable. Where we're going, you probably won't be able to see it, but where that colour changes, the other side of there is Loft Beck. And we're going up there. Slept pretty well on and off. Could have had a lie in, I was in deep sleep when my alarm went off, but hey ho. It's boggy everywhere. Oh my god. Right, I'm going all off back. See you at the top. Top of Loft back. That was tough going. Up over the top now. Over, I think it's Grey Knots, and then down into Honister Slate Mine. Might just be able to make out Buttermere in the distance. I think that's Fleetwith Pike. And yesterday's efforts. Yeah, I don't think you can see it on the camera, but Ennerdale Water that we walked along down there. Whew. There she is, look, in the background, Buttermere. Oof. Oh, behind there. If you're doing this walk without hiking poles, why are you doing this walk without hiking poles? I was just walking along, having a gander at Buttermere in the background, and I just turned to look and just carried on walking. My ankle's gone over, but because I've got hiking poles, it stops you falling to the floor and your full weight going through your foot. Bounce back up, carry on. It's no brainer. That's my opinion. Nearly there. Honest to slate mine. Believe it's the last fully operating slate mine in the country. Hopefully they're open for a drink and a bite to eat. So I've just fallen, only from about there to there. Oh, the pole was bending. Luckily didn't give away. I've ripped my waterproof. But we keep going. Don't think they're open yet, unfortunately. Might just have a stop and take my coat and layers off and assess the damage. The damage is no longer waterproof, but Hazy, your tip is already gonna pay off. Good as new. Can't tell the difference. I didn't realise I was doing the Cape Wrath Trail. The scenery is just a joke. Don't know if this camera's doing it justice, but I keep taking a look up. And you know, things are just too big for your eye to just comprehend and take in. It's mesmerising. It's also a good idea to stop walking while you take a look, as I've already found this morning. Gone over on my ankle a few times, but walking pole's doing the job. And this wasn't in the script. Try and find the path. I've taken a wrong turn, I'm sure of it. What the hell is going on here? I made it up Green Up Gill at the minute. It's a gradual ascent right the way around here, round the corner, and then up Linen Crag, which is not yet in view. My ankle's giving me a bit of jip. Might stop in a minute, get it taped up, have some painkillers, but so far so good. The sun still isn't delivering on its promise, but hi ho. So you just keep going gradually, and then it's really steep up the left hand side of the crag up onto the tops. That might be Gallony Falls waterfall. Beautiful. Oh, I could do with a dip, it's starting to warm up. Still climbing up the gill in the valley. That's where we've come from. It's a gradual ascent. I have to keep turning around to look at this. Stunning. That's where we've come from. We're still going. That's not even the peak. Above there, then it flattens out a bit again, and then up to the crag. See you at the top. Still not at the top, but the task is clear now. You can see a few people heading up now. That is going to be a slow ascent, but
else I can think about is meal deals. Strangely enough, getting quite hungry. Oh, I can't wait to get into Grasmere. Do you remember that scene in Vicar of Dibley? Yeah, let me show you what I've just done. Up to my waist. Brilliant. On we go. So I've just made my way back down from Green Up Edge, and this little bit that sticks out there, I was just coming over the ridge, saw a guy sitting on that rock in a high vis looking at me, and as I got closer he stood up and started coming up to me, and he said, "Are you my guy?" Don't think so, mate, but I can be if you want. I should have just said yes, see where it led me. But no, on the way back down now, this has been a real slog. Heading to Grasmere co-op to smash some lunch in me. Reassess the final plans. Angletar might not be doable. So, see how I feel after getting up to Grisdale Town, and then I'll make a decision. But the weather's good, the sun's out, and we're happy. So, push on a bit further. Heading down Grasmere Common now. Descent into Grasmere. Need to go to co-op. Need to buy a screwdriver. Yes, really. One of my hiking poles coming slightly loose, so screwdriver and about 10 meal deals, the order of the day. So, just left Grasmere, ended up staying there for about an hour and a half. Went to co-op, lay down beside the road, took my shoes and socks off. Could have fallen asleep if I'd have stayed there any longer, but a nice family actually brought me a cornetto, which was nice of them. So, just heading up to Grisdale Tarn now, via the Great Tongue. This is the third of 4 planned ascents today, but might be the last, I don't know. See how I feel when I get up there. It's been a slog today, but tackle that, and then it's down Patterdale Common into Patterdale, so I don't know. Go as far as I can. So I'm about to go up Great Tongue. Bit of a fat tongue, but if you look at it on maps or Google Earth, it's a tongue. So yeah, so I'm about to tell you a few things, see if you can guess which one's the lie. So we're going up the Great Tongue to Grisdale Tarn, on the way out of Grasmere, past the Travellers Rest pub. The beer garden was absolutely rammed, it looked beautiful as it would on a nice Saturday like this, and I feel fantastic. All up here. I think it's around here, and then the other side of that is a slice of heaven, which I will show you when I get there.
see them, but I am not alone. So we've got a Southern Cross 1 and a Helm 2 and something else across there. Got a couple of guys. I don't know if you can see this. There you go. Couple of guys up to no good there. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a ruck of guys over here. And ladies. One of them's got their drone up. Could see it a minute ago. Oh, it's coming to see me. You won't see this, I don't think, but it is. Jeez, this is not the camera for this game. It's coming over Grasmere Tarn anyway. Get some great shots tonight, I imagine. But yeah, there's more campers around here. You've got 1, 2, 3 tents, 4 tents, 5, 6, 7, 8 more around there. So there's at least 10 tents, and then if I spin left into the sun, you're definitely not going to see this. 1, 2 tents over there, they're quite loud. That could be an issue tonight, but never mind. And there is the Landschande. That's my pitch for the evening. There's also, I've got that way company. Just stuck a little tent just above me. That's fine. It's Saturday night. I was expecting it. Right, I'm gonna have a bit of a dip. So, day 2 of the coast to coast. Let's have a look. We camped last night here. Started out about 6:30 this morning. And had to tackle Loft Beck straight away. This was really steep. And the footing was terrible, treacherous. Loads of loose slate and rocks. Got to the top of there. And then this path here, pretty flat across grey knots, but I must have turned my ankle a few times, but my poles sorted me out. Took a right and headed downhill to Honister Slate Mine, which is where I stacked it, and again my poles were my saviour. That could have been the end of the trip. Lots of close calls today. Down Honister Pass, bypass Sea Toller, through Sea Toller, down the wood, through Rosswaite, the cafe. I was far too early. I'd made really good time from the start to here, so no cafe, nothing open. Carried on. Up Green, up Girl. This was a slow incline. Slow incline. Finally got to Grasmere. This is the route, but I carried on to Grasmere, stopped at Co-op. Bought a load of junk. I ended up sitting on the side of the road. Could have gone to sleep, took my shoes off. Took the opportunity to dry my gear. And a lovely family gave me a cornetto, which was lovely. And all the little things like that you come across on the way, the people you come across, just puts a smile on your face and boosts morale. I think it was an hour and a half I stayed there.
back on the road past the Traveller's Rest and started the ascent up to Grisdale Tarn, which is where I am now. So I think this was a 1,400 feet ascent, and Lenny Crag Early was the biggest of the day at 1,600 feet. So I eventually got to here and I was blowing, but the weather was good and the views, as you've seen, were incredible. So dilemma, carry on, try and get right the way over to Angleton, or stay, and I decided to stay, and I'm glad I did because I've had a great night, boost morale, ready to go again tomorrow. So it's about 18 miles or something, I don't know. My Garmin is playing up. That's why I'm pitched up. It's calm. There's loads of other people up here with me. And tomorrow, fingers crossed, we leave the lakes. So yeah, good day too. Another day that ticked off. I'm not cold, I just like to be cosy. Right, bedtime, it's just gone 9 o'clock. I'll see you in the morning and I'll leave you with tonight's sunset. Bye bye.